Hello, everyone. Hello. I was almost late signing in. I thought I had all this time, and I looked, and 10 o'clock, right on the dot. Well, a little bit past, I guess. Joanne, hello. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. This is a long weekend here in Canada. And yeah, Thanksgiving, everybody has their turkey dinners or ham or whatever. I'm glad you are well, Joanne. I am well. I am be glad to have my sewing room back. I don't have enough boxes. I have piles of dresses everywhere you can imagine. Hello, Linda. I think, Linda, it was you this week that wrote a note saying, you're probably busy sorting dress. I haven't even started sorting dresses. I've been just counting them, trying to, like, for the video. That took me forever. And then editing it, and then I messed it up. Yes, there's a story for you. So I got the video up, all edited, ready to go, on time. Well, it was late. I usually upload Tuesday, a little earlier than that, but it was on Tuesday. And I thought the video is good. I uploaded it. Because it had two introduction and then the dress part, and I smooshed them together, had it ready, but the names were very similar of the video. I learned my lesson, so I won't be doing that again. That's what happens when you're tired and in a hurry. So that's why my video has two parts. It's not really the wrong video. It's just it was supposed to be all in one. It was only going to be 10 minutes long. So, yeah, that was great. Yes, Canada Post is going to do, I forget what they call it. They're going to mail some packages. They're going to, and here and there. It's not going to be fully operational, but they are going to be starting some mailing. I have not been back to the post office since I threatened to go back. Well, actually, I kind of did. Yeah, because I know that the parcels aren't moving, so it's pointless for me to go there. So I will have to go next week and see if any parcels are going to be around, because I know that they're not going to deliver until the rotating strike. Is that what they're called? Yeah, I think that's the word. Joanne says, I look forward to seeing the dresses. I'm sure you'll be glad to have it back. Yes, I will be glad to have my sewing room back. My sewing room is not the neatest at the best of times. Right now, it's just like a dress shop has exploded in here. It's just, I have piles of dresses here and there and behind me and over there and on the ironing board and on my other sewing machine. They're just everywhere. So yes, I gotta get those sorted this weekend, the ones that I have, and then as the dresses come in, I can sort them. But I don't have enough boxes. Like I don't have any big enough boxes to put them in. So I have to somehow find some. I probably already said that. Cindy's here. Hello, Cindy. Yes, Cindy got a text message from me because I was all horror about my horrible video and how I sliced it up without meaning to. But it's not that bad, I guess. I was just panicked at the beginning. Rotating delivery, Cindy says, yeah. Linda Pierce is here. Hello. She says, take breaks, Sherry. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. No breaks. Brenda says, did I get the tags sewn on? No, I didn't. That's why those are over there. And then I mixed some dresses up. So I know somebody sent me dresses and they sent me money to sew the tags on. I get them mixed up somewhere now. I don't know which ones they are, but I'm sure I'll figure it out when I'm packing them. Because when I was taking pictures of them, I was sorting them as I went. But then I thought, this is taking too long. I just got to get the video done. So, I guess that would take me, 3 days to get that all, or to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And then somebody sent me an email today and said they were sending 8 dresses. So there's 8 more dresses I didn't know about. So the number has already changed. So that's what, 730? So yeah. So yes, I am failing miserably. I'm getting farther behind. But like I said, until the strike is completely over, I can't send the dresses anywhere anyway, and it's going to be a few weeks because I know there's people in British Columbia and out west that have sent dresses. So until I get them, it's going to be a couple weeks, and there's going to be a backlog and et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to take probably about a month for it to get all caught up again. So I have a month to get my act together, but I kind of like to have it together by the end of the weekend. Joanne says, I have seen a number of your design dresses made, and they are really sweet. You must mean the Louise dress. Well, thanks. Oh, I'm glad that you got to see some. Susan, hello. She said, I forgot to send you the email for my 8, so you may not have included mine. No. Yeah, I don't think so. Unless you told me, and now I can't remember. Unless you told me. Before I did the video, then it wouldn't be included. So there, the numbers changed again. So it's 738. It's climbing. That's okay, Susan. Actually, I think I was going to email you and remind you, and I thought, well, I don't want to pressure people into saying you have to send me dresses. Susan says, you did not fail miserably. Your effort is inspiring. Well, I just mean I always think I can get more done than what I do. Because I do have a full-time job as well. I think I forget to tell people that. Think that I'm home all day and not doing anything. Joanne says, it's amazing what you do and get accomplished. Brenda says it's a lot of work. Susan said that she loved the Louise dress that she made. Awesome. I think you sent me pictures, so you sent me pictures, didn't you, Susan? See, I have 3 Susans, so I don't know whose picture I have. Anyway, if it was in the video, then it was counted. She said, I just mentioned it in the live last week. Okay. Then, oh, it's okay. It's okay, because I know that there's other people that they just surprise me and send me dresses, which is fine. It's just for the international event to have her. And actually, I forgot to send an email to Dress a Girl Around the World because Mari sends it in. So it's like mine are already counted, so I don't think she's really that interested in what I'm doing. So I tell her, but sometimes she writes me back and sometimes she doesn't. She's a busy woman. Um, Edna says hello. Hello, Edna, and happy Thanksgiving to you. Susan said, and your cat in the background of the video is hilarious. Yes, I know. I'm surprised she didn't climb the tree. Usually she does. She likes me to watch her climb trees. The one she was thinking about climbing, she got stuck in one time. I laughed so hard. Anyway, she's kind of silly. Right now, she's sleeping on a heap of dresses. She was over here, but she got disinterested. Linda says her full-time jobs get in the way of life. Yes, they get in the way of a lot of things, don't they? Until it's time to pay the bills. Yes. Susan said there's lots of Susans out there. Well, in this challenge, there's at least 3, and then the other ambassador, she's in British Columbia. Her name is Susie. I think she goes by Susie. So there's just so many Susans. Joanne says, I don't have a full-time job to get in the way, but my husband is always wanting to go somewhere or do something. I've been a week trying to trace a pattern. Oh my gosh. It sounds like me. Because I was on the computer all night. I spend all my time on the computer. I don't know what I'm doing. I only answered a couple emails. It's not like I'm answering thousands of emails or something. Giselle says, hello. Hello, Giselle. Nice to have you here. The video is great. No perfection necessary. Well, they say you need to be authentic. That was me being authentic, I guess. Brenda says Marie's total also included Canada. Yes, it did. So I had to have the numbers in by September 30th. It doesn't matter if I don't have the dresses, if it was just to have the number. So that is what I needed. Yeah. Linda likes Joanne's comment. Colleen is here. Hello, Colleen. Welcome. Yes, Colleen is it, I called it a group in the video from PEI, and they couriered the rest of their dresses over. What was it? It was in the letter. It was a total of 98 anyway. I didn't count them, but Suzanne did. There's another Susan. Her name's Suzanne that runs Quilting Bee and More in PEI. And yes, they're very busy planning their next batch of dresses that they're making. And yes, Arlene. Hello, Arlene. She says happy Thanksgiving. Yes. So, yes, I'm going to be packing dresses for a while, I think, until Canada Post gets everything all sent out and stuff. Another thing I should say, I didn't post a lot of pictures of dresses on Instagram. And the reason why I didn't is because I would have had to keep track of whether they were counted and then figure out who posted and who didn't. And it was just too much, and that's why I didn't post a lot of pictures of dresses. So, but your name or your dresses were in the video. So that's why I did it that way. Because I know last year I was getting really confused, like trying to keep track of what was counted and what wasn't, so I could tell Mari the number so she could add it in, because it's the international number that she's counting. So for the whole thing, because Australia was involved this year as well. Brenda says next year you will reach 1,000. Yeah, that was kind of a big leap for a number, but it's just I was receiving so many emails all year of people saying I made 20 or I made 10 or I made 12. And it just seemed like I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get way more than 500 dresses. So I thought, well, I'll just put it out there. But yeah, I don't think I would want to get more than 1,000. I think that if we ever get 1,000, that'll be great. I don't think I want to get more than that, because I don't think I can handle more than that. But I'm happy with whatever I get. 700 and what did I say now? 38 dresses we are up to. Is plenty. It's more than enough. Yes, did get way more than 500 dresses. Yes. Because last year, I think the video said 490 some, but I think by the end of the year, I definitely have more than 500, because I sent another 15 dresses or something to the Ukraine in with Luba, because somebody was going to the Ukraine, so she said if I had any more dresses. So I sent those, and which I don't have pictures of, because I just gave them to her. And but I think I talked about that in the video with Izzy. Yes, so that's a lot of girls. 700 and whatever, 700 and some dresses. That's gonna go a long way. Toyan says I need a helper. Yes, I do. I might have a friend over on the weekend, and she might help me sort dresses till she gets bored. Oh dear. Yes, this definitely takes up a lot of my time. It's the writing. Like, you have a lot of writing to do. It doesn't seem like it, but I've been writing a blog post on my website, because I do have a website where I try and sell fabric. So writing the blog posts and emails and descriptions for the videos, which I don't think anyone reads. Making like just the videos, it's all very time consuming, not to mention anything else you have to do. So anyway, yes, the 700 dresses, Brenda, is amazing. I am surrounded by them right now. And I know they're not even all here yet. It's wild. It's just everybody's generosity is just overwhelming, amazing. Lucy's here. Hello, Lucy. Giselle says, What is my day job? You might have to have some help next year. Yes, it's kind of hard to ask somebody to help you unless they're involved in it. And Cindy helps me um, at the events and stuff. She helps me set up and that. And I rant at her sometimes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I wrecked my video. Okay. What is my day job? I work in a sewing factory. So I sit and sew on a machine all day and do the same thing over and over again. It's very boring. Brenda says, when you're an ambassador, is it your responsibility to ship the dresses? No, actually, it is not. To be an ambassador, I think your only responsibility is to represent the organization in a professional manner, because I can't think of another word, is to just try and educate people about the dresses and show them how to make them. And I don't really think that you have to send them anywhere. I don't really know. They don't seem, not all the ambassadors do that. I think some of them just teach people how to make them or get involved in like Christmas index programs and things. But I kind of took that part upon myself because I didn't want you all to send me dresses and then me not do anything with them. I wanted to show you where they went and best I can get pictures. Like I have no control over that, but Luba is awesome at getting me pictures. And she said that there are more pictures, so we will see them eventually. Yeah, like I want you to know where they're going. And yes. So I make it my responsibility. A lot of people say, like other organizations that I have talked to that also make dresses, they say that it is the responsibility of the person who wants them. So if somebody asks you for dresses, they are supposed to figure out how to have them sent. But if they had the money, or I don't think that's fair. That doesn't sound right to me. That bugs me actually. So with the money that we raised, dresses will be sent to Uganda. And yeah, because if they had the money, they wouldn't need the dresses. Or if they had a way to get them, they would get them somewhere else. So I hope that answers your question. Susan says, I meant to ask, I wanted to clarify what you meant by tacking the cuff of the sleeve on the Louise dress. Was I supposed to do that after the sleeve was sewn together? So if you serge it, so when your clothes are in a factory, they call it tacking. This shirt, of course, isn't. Is this? No. So normally, usually you sew the sleeve and then you hem it. Because on the Louise dress it's so small, like the cuff, I just thought it would be easier to do it the other way. So you put the elastic in when the sleeve is flat, you sew it together, and then if you serge it, you take those threads and you pull them down and then tack it so it's flat. That's after you sew it. it's to make your seam flat because you have the elastic in there and everything. So if you tack across it, it's not going to pull apart because you have all that bulk. So I hope that made sense, Susan. If you didn't, it's okay. It'll probably be fine. It's just to make it flat and to secure your serge seams so they don't unravel. Joanne says, do you mean rather like top stitching the seam? No, you do like a little zigzag. It's just like a little zigzag to make sure nothing's going to unravel. So in like you just do it on here, like a few stitches across on your seam line, like you would just do enough to secure your serging, and like you pull the serging thread down and tack it. The overlock stitch, not serged. Yes, okay, I'm saying that wrong. Okay. Is that making sense to you guys? Joanne says, okay, got it. Look at your clothes, like especially knitwear, they do that all the time. All your knitwear is normally tacked. Because your overlock seams or flat lock is all chain stitched. So when it starts to unravel, have you ever taken a thread and pulled it and the whole thing comes undone? Well, because it's all chain stitched. So depending on how they sew it together, they will tack it so to catch all those threads so it won't unravel. And it keeps it reinforces the seam and keeps it flat, which is what Brenda is saying. Yes. Okay. Susan said, no, you didn't say it wrong. I meant I use the overlock stitch on my sewing machine and not the serger. Oh, okay. Yep, that's fine too. It's just to keep it flat and make sure nothing's going to unravel, because there's going to be stress on that seam on your cuff, and because of the elastic is thick, it's just a way to help it keep it. I actually have a tacking stitch on my machine. It's kind of like a short one-way buttonhole stitch. Like it has a, you know how your buttonhole starts, it has a couple of stitches that go back and forth, a little zigzag, and then a couple more. Some people call it a backpack. Susan said, I also love a tip on basing the curve of the pocket to make the curve smooth and even. It made it so easy. Yeah, you can use that in lots of other places when you're sewing a garment as well, like anything. I think that came up on the sewing bee. I'm trying to remember it, but they had to make a dress that had a curved collar, and I think it had ruffle on it. I don't know. There was something they made on the sewing bee that had a curve, and they were having problems with the curve. Maybe it was pocket. I can't remember. But yeah, that is a good thing to do. Yeah, because it does make it really nice and smooth and makes it easier, and you don't have to clip it, so then your pocket's not gonna fray on the inside, end up having a hole in your pocket. It is a good way to do that. Yeah. Cindy says it would work for a curved hem as well. Yes, like on if you have enough room for hem. Sometimes shirt hems you only have like less than half an inch. Might work, but it sometimes easier to use like a bias tape to sew the hem on a shirt. But yes, like on something with a bigger hem, it would definitely work. You are so correct, Cindy. Um, yeah, so I'm kind of, well, I was saying I was disappointed in myself. I didn't get as much done this week, but I have other things happening that are taking my attention away. But I also have a couple new products, which is kind of, well, I have more than a couple, but I'm going to show you two tonight because they are on the website now. And I know I can't really mail anything right now, but anyway, maybe it'll give you some ideas, or in the future, I hope that somebody will order something from my website that, anyway. So, new product that I am going to carry, but these are my favorite to use for hand sewing, is Bowen needles. These are sharps. So these are a 3, I think. Yes, they are. So they're nice and long. I think these are 1 5/8 long, I believe. So they're quite long. I like sharp needles. So, and this is like a really good quality sewing needle. So if you're ever looking for a sewing needle, and these are called couture ones, and I think there's 16 in a pack, so you'll be good for a while. And I also have, if you're doing like a lot of quilting, I don't know if these are good for applique or not. It says patchwork. They're called betweens. Small stitch sewing. Um, these are number 5s. Yeah. So they're a little bit shorter, not by a lot, but these are nice too. Arlene says, you have the nicest laugh. Love listening to you. Keep up the good work. Well, I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad. So yeah, so there's some high quality needles that are available on the shop if anybody is looking. And the other new thing is I'm going to start carrying Wonderfill thread. So this is glow in the dark thread. Now, does it glow in the dark? I don't know. These haven't been out in the light for very long, but because yeah, they have to be. Can't lock them away in a closet and then look at them and say, "Oh, how come they're not glowing in the dark?" They have to be subject to light for a while, and then they will glow in the dark. So I have white and orange, perfect for Halloween. So, and Wonderfill is a Canadian company. So these come from Calgary. Brenda says, oh, I will show you the top. So the Wonderfill glow in the dark series is red. I do have other threads as well, but I just don't have them on the website yet. I didn't think there was a hurry since Canada Post is messing with everything. What is my website address is called mensfabrics.ca. You type that in, it'll come up. And I can't remember what I put in the description of this video. I don't think I can't remember what I put in there for a description. It's in the description of every other video I have. If you click on the more, it'll come up, the website, which is mensfabrics.ca. Susan says she loves bow and needles. Did I already say that? No, I didn't. Yes, and the sharps I just love them. Those are my favorite. They're nice and long, and the eyes of the needle are quite big. They're not really small. Is that gonna focus? Like I can see the eyes from here. Gloria's here. She says goal. Yay. Joanne says, is that embroidery or all-purpose thread? This is, I want to say it's a 40 weight. Yeah, 40 weight thread. So you can use this in your sewing machine. You can use it, if you use it in your sewing machine for regular sewing, use a 14 needle. If you're using it for, if you have an embroidery machine, you can use it. Actually, I saw somebody use, or I seen some photos, people use the glow in the dark thread to do, I don't know, what do you call it, art quilts? It was like maybe it was all embroidery, but it looked like the Aurora Borealis. It looked really cool. So you could use it in your embroidery designs or on an art quilt. You could just use it in a costume to put a face on a trick-or-treat bag, which I was hoping to make tonight. That's why I'm disappointed. I was hoping to. So hopefully I'll be able to make a little project with it here soon. So you can use this thread for all those things, Joanne. It does come in other colors, but I only have the white and the orange currently. I think it comes in blue and a lime green as well. I just thought I'd get the two for now. Susan says, how did you come up with the name of your YouTube channel? Practical Stitches. I didn't name it. My ex did. He came up with the name. He's the one who, I didn't know anything about YouTube. This was quite a few years ago now, and I didn't pay any attention to it. And then when I discovered there was sewing stuff on there, I was just addicted, and I watched it solid for a year. That's all. In my spare time, I would watch everything I could possibly see, and I was just amazed. And I thought, I want to do that. So for a while, I was trying to think up a name, and I had a few ideas. I don't even remember what they are now. And he just said it out of the blue, and I was like, yes, that's going to be the one. And I do. I really like the name. It was I think it's easy to remember. Giselle says, I have a new sewing machine about 2 years and I'm still trying to figure out all the stitches and functions. No needles interest me. um, well, the needles are hand sewing needles, Giselle. These are just for hand sewing. Although I don't know. I don't know if Bowen, I don't think they make sewing machine needles, but these are just hand sewing needles and they make quite a few different kinds actually. These are the two that I was able to get. There's another one I'd like to try, but if you ever, if you think there's no difference in sewing hand sewing needles, there is, and these are good ones. Susan says, "Oh, sorry, sensitive question." No, actually, he was here today. I was talking to him, so it's all good. It's fine. Um, yeah. Brenda says it's a great name. Yes, I like it. I probably won't change it. I can't see why I would. My business name I might change, but it took me so long to get everything set up. I don't want to. I feel like I just finished, and I've been doing it for what, 3, 4 years now? Three, must be 3 years. So yeah. Anyway, so there will be more threads coming up on the website, like regular all-purpose sewing thread for, and some serger kits. And what else will be coming up? Oh, it's Invisifil thread. I can't even say it. Oh, Giselle says, yes, I do quite a bit of hand sewing. Oh, good. I'm glad. But yes, I really, if like for just regular all purpose hand sewing, the couture sharps are amazing. I use them for a lot of things. And I will try and get some different sizes in eventually if people are interested in them. I think they make like pins as well, but the place where I ordered them, I don't think they carry them. Uh, uh, uh. Susan says, I agree. There is a difference in needles. I do love the Bowen needles, and I agree. They feel they are easy to thread. Yes, they have a nice eye on them. What do I have here in my little... For... I take those couture classes. I... For usually, because there are a lot of hand sewing and couture work. And yes, this is a sharp. Oh, I obviously had this threaded for class a while ago. But yes, they're nice. This is a sharp needle. And they're easy to thread. You're never going to be able to see this. Why am I even trying to show you? But they do have a nice eye on them. And they just glide through everything. I love them. And they're nice and long. I really don't like really short needles, like the actual, like what you're supposed to quilt, like hand quilting. Oh, I hate them. I find them so hard to use. I like a nice long needle. Okay, Brenda says, is your business just a website or is it something you open certain times? It's just a website. I have stitch socials once a month, which are obviously local. Cindy goes to them. And next one is October 25th, and I bring a few items with me to sell there. But yes. And if somebody's local and wants to pick something up from me, I'll definitely meet them somewhere and do it that way. But yes, it's a way. I don't have an actual store. Susan says, "Where do you get those classes?" And she said you could see the eye. Yeah. Everybody said they could see the eye. Okay, good. The classes are in London, England. They're online. I think I talked about them a while ago. It was just before Project Dress a Girl started. Um, Carol, who is the best teacher ever. I love her. Um, she is a tailor and she knows everything. She's been sewing for 37 years, and most of couture clothing is all hand sewn. And she likes to she doesn't use bow and needles specifically, but she said she finds they're getting made cheaper. And obviously, Japan sells really good needles too. I can't think of the name, but these are made in France, and these are very good quality. They've been making needles since what's it say? 1833. So I think they know what they're doing. Yep. So yes, and she likes to use the sharps as well. Um, so yes, her classes are. She does them. There's a few participants, and I'm usually a participant. I think I linked it in a video here not very long ago. Her name is Carol Lynn. I can type it in and you can just Google her. I know you guys love it when I'm typing. So, yes. So if you Google her, it should come up. Because she is just starting classes, and I'm going to sign up for the next one, which is October 20th. It's just like and a lot of it, you'll think, I know how to do that. It sounds so easy. Like some of the things. I always learn something I never knew. And I think, who's been hiding that information? Like the stuff she tells you is not in books. It's just practical information that you think, how come I didn't think of that? So I really like her classes. And it's something she's just starting to do. So I hope that helps. Colleen says, my mom did her hand quilting with a longer needle than anyone would expect. Yes, working with the little tiny needle is supposed to help you make smaller stitches, but I find them really hard to hang on to, and I prefer to use a longer needle. I think Kate from the last homely house, she does really big stitches on her hand quilting, and she uses a darner, I think, which are quite long, and they have, I don't know if she does, but I think she uses whatever needle is handy. Now these are just like ordinary needles that are not so great. But those are darners. And they're long. But I find because the eye is wider, they're harder to pull through. And they're just not a good quality needle. Edna says, do I hear someone snoring in the background like a kitty cat? Yes, and she's snoring on a big pile of dresses. She is. Giselle says she's mostly a quilter, but have enjoyed some garment sewing this past year. Oh, yes, well, there's lots of hand stitching and quilting like applique, or you can, or even just basting. And some people are doing those quilt stitches that are more like a embroidery stitch, like the little, I call them chicken feet. It's kind of cool. I might try that in the future. Joanne says I use a between for hand quilting, and the good quilters here think that is a large needle, but I can get better stitches with that than using a 9. Yep. Well, that's what these are. These are called patchwork needles, the Bowen ones. So these are 5s, and they're called betweens for quilting. Of course, that's not going to focus. It says that right on the bottom. Anyway, it's on the website if you want to check it out. And then, well, you think that I'm just showing you the same package. There's 2 different kinds here. So, yeah. So, and Bowen does a different color on their packages. It's quite a few different kinds of needles. So, but sharps are my favorite. Joanne uses a 7 between. This one is a 5. And they're little, they're not real short. They're like, I think it's 1 3/8 inches. I think you should use what you like to use. No rules. I personally like if I was doing work on something fine, I might use shorter needle, but I usually always grab the sharps. I like using a longer needle. But it depends what you're doing, I find. I just find it hard to hang on to the smaller ones. Susan says she's mostly a garment sewer, but made her first quilt last year. And Joanne says she uses a 7 between. Yep, the ones I have are 5. Brenda says I use between needles for everything. Nothing wrong with that. It's what you're used to. Once I found out about the sharps, like I just used whatever needle that I had, obviously. And then when I discovered these, so much better. Love them. I just find them so much easier to sew with. Holy crap, those are long needles. Where are mine? I'm just thinking, where did I put them? Is it in here? No. Lost. Where's my book? Is it here? No. Oh, I know where they are. They're over on the other side of the room. Where are they? It's in here. Yeah. Okay. So I do have some. I'm trying to think of the number. Susan says she was using Japanese Sasiko needles for a long time just because they were beautiful needles, sharp and smooth. I don't even know what it is. That is using a thick thread, which would look like I had the word, now it's gone. Like that crochet cotton, that sort of thickness. I actually have some here, and why is it not right here? Why is not everything right in my lap? I have a book and everything. Where's it at? It should be right here. Haha. There it is. I don't have my needles with me though. That is what Sasiko is. So you're going through of cloths, at least two, and yes, they would be beautiful needles. You go ahead and Google it. I have some. Yes, they are long. Yes, and I wish I want to walk over the other side of the room and go get them and show them to you. Yes, they are quite long needles because you would do this in a continuous. Let's see if we get a colored picture here that shows something. Doesn't say what kind of needle to use. I actually have the actual real thread too. I don't. It's all in the room. This is probably not going to show up. This is the thread. So it's quite thick. It reminds me of like a crochet cotton that you would make like crochet snowflakes or something out of for your Christmas tree. Yes, Japanese needles would be amazing, and yes, they would be good for hand stitching denim. Actually, the other needles like the sharps that I would like to get these are for light to medium weight fabrics. If you're stitching through denim or leather or something, you would want, and I think they're one. These are threes. I think they're one. So I definitely want to get those. But yeah, use the needle that works for you. That's what I would say. And try a few different ones. So yeah, so these are like for regular sewing, like if you're hemming or basting, and if you like using the short needles, use short needles. Linda says, I dislike hand sewing, maybe because I have terrible cheap needles. Well, you just want them to be sharp. So yeah, you're doing tiny stitches through 2 layers of fabric to create a design. That's what a lot of people do it on denim, or you can do it on a quilt if you wanted to. But yeah, you can make, it's just repetitive stitch and make a pretty design. It's all geometric. Um, Susan, Linda, Susan is saying to Linda, that might be true. It is lovely to sew with a nice needle. Linda says, I will give them a try. Thank you. Yep. So Bowen is a really good brand name. And I don't know a Japanese brand name besides, obviously, Shasiko needles, which are for going through thicker fabrics. So Cindy says I should try the bow and needles to hand sew my quilt binding. Yes, you should. These ones right here. Oh dear. Yeah. So that is new, and I'll never get that back in there now. Why am I doing it now? So for the past, I don't know, 10 years feels like, I think I've shown this fabric before. I planned on having that all cut out. I was going to make some room on my cutting table today when I get home from work, but I was busy doing other things. And yeah, so it didn't happen. And now I don't even know what I'm going to cut out. Has anybody seen the new blouse pattern from, what are they called? Atelier Jupe? Pretty sure that's their name. They have a new blouse pattern out. I kind of like it. Dorothy, what's the name of her channel? She just made it. I'm sure Andrea from Beyond the Pink Doors already made it. But yeah, it's a nice pattern. I can't remember the name of it now. They all have names, and I can't remember it. I don't know. Anyway, thinking maybe, and then I was looking on Lacala because their patterns are cheaper. Oh dear. Cindy says I do need something else to buy at the Stitch Social. She's laughing. So she went, well, I'll make sure I bring a package of each of the needles so you can buy some. But yeah, no, I was really excited when I seen that they had those. So I because I like them. I know they are the best that I know of for sewing needles, hand sewing. Susan said she has never tried Lacala. Are they easy to use? Um, yeah, well, the great thing about Lacala is you can punch your measurements in, which I recommend that you do. You can buy a regular size pattern, but then you have to go by their measurements. So I find it easy just to punch in your own measurements, and the pattern is going to fit you. The lengths might be weird. I always find their sleeves are very short for some reason, but pay the extra 50 cents for the added on seam allowance, and they only add on a 3/8 of a seam allowance, and their directions are basically non-existent. They're usually like 8 lines. But I find that their patterns are, like, if you've made one, they're kind of easy. They all kind of go together the same way. Does that make sense? I like them because they're inexpensive and you can get it to your measurements. The last time I ordered I forget what they call it. It's like a bundle. like, so you get 3 sizes, and you can pick which sizes they are. But you can't get it with your measurements. You just get a size range, and I did that, and I find their sizes run really small. So make sure you check out their measurement chart if you're going to do that. It doesn't cost more to punch in your measurements, which I think is better. Brenda says she just cut out the new Love Notion pants. They are Ponte fabric and they look great. Oh, nice. Very nice. Susan says you will have to figure out how to hook up virtual component to your sewing social one day. Yes. Cindy will be hiding. She doesn't want to be on video. But yeah. Oh, now I'm gonna have to look them up. Is this like an old pattern or brand new one? Well, I know if I move all my dresses, I probably have blouse pattern to go with this fabric. I just can't get at my patterns right now because they're buried under dresses. Okay. Cindy said, now that would be too funny if I did the Stitch Social virtually. Cindy would find it funny. I would not. Because usually this is what happens at a Stitch Social. I start to do something, Cindy finishes it. Because I am just walking around the circle. I don't know why it's not coming up. What? Bridget trousers, is that what they're called? Yes, okay. And they're on sale. They look nice. These are the Bridget trousers. Yes, they're nice looking trousers. Oh, it is brand new pattern. Okay, nice. Everybody's saying it's a new pattern. Okay. Colleen says, what good idea, Susan. Yes. So Brenda is making them and Susan has already bought the pattern. She's looking forward to those. Oh, nice. I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's happening. I guess I don't get notifications from Love Notions. It's itched to stitch, so I always seem to know what's there. Here's the actual picture. Oh, Tomcat Stitchery. Did she do a thing on these? A video? I know, what's her name? She lives in Brazil. Lifting Pins and Needles always does Love Notion patterns, I think. Yeah, those two look like really nice pants. You guys have me intrigued. Do you have to use a knit? Can you use a stretchy, because I have a suiting fabric that's quite stretchy. I would I would use that. Oh yes, that's a good point, Susan. They're on sale for $9.50, and you can also look up one of the ambassadors to for Love Notions to get an extra 10% off. Does Natita is what Natita? Is that how you say your name? Now all of a sudden the name for the channel went out of my brain. I can't remember if she's an ambassador as well. So anyway, there's two. Um, oh, she helped design them. Nice. Karina Trinidad. Oh, I thought she was in Brazil. Or she said, I think that's the name. Yeah. Lifting 25% stretch. Okay. Thank you, Brenda. So natural, Dane. Yes. I don't know why the name went in my head. I think she's an ambassador for them as well. I believe. And obviously, Tomcat Stitchery is too. Nice. I also had to knit. Yeah, mine's kind of thin, but it's like a suiting fabric, but it's stretchy. I don't know how much percentage of stretch is in it. Oh my gosh, can't say that word. Yeah, those look nice, like nice regular pants to have. Those are nice. Brenda says she can't spell tonight. Well, I can't speak. Oh my gosh, way over an hour. There's 15 people here. So hopefully next week I will have something sewn, and I would like to have regular videos. I don't know. It'd be nice if I'd had a video for Tuesday. We'll see what happens because I have a ton of dresses to sort and figure out which ones are going where, and I need to source some boxes, and yeah, so yeah. We'll see what happens, and hopefully some garment sewing is going to happen. Eventually, someday. I'm hoping sooner than later. I get right disappointed in myself if I don't get as much done as I would like. So, patience. And somebody here tonight told me to take a break, but I'm not going to be doing that. Oh, Cindy, she plans on getting those hunting pants altered this weekend. You just going to do it. Just say, okay, I'm going to do it. And then you'll have it done. And you'll think, why did I put that off? That's usually what it is. Susan says Canada Post is starting rotating strikes tomorrow, but I am nervous to send the dresses until it opens fully. I don't blame you. Rotating strikes doesn't sound like it's going to be open at all, and you don't know where the rotation is going to begin. Like it could be in bigger cities in Ontario because more people live there. So I don't know. I would wait a little while and see how the rotating strikes are going. I know I'll go to the post office and see if anything has come in, but it could only be in certain parts of the country or something. I don't know what they're going to do. I would wait, Susan, until, because obviously I got to wait for, I know there's a lot of people who haven't mailed their dresses yet, like that live on the other side of the country. So it's going to take a few weeks for everything to get straightened out when it's fully open again. So, yeah. Wait. But yeah, send your dresses when the strike is over. Don't forget to do that. Um, Brenda says, I'm going to make my grandson's daughter a velvet coat. Ooh, nice. A lot of shifting. Are you going to do a lot of basting? This velvet moves quite a lot. It would be a lot of work, but it'll be so pretty when it's done. And Joanne says, that sounds lovely. She says, my granddaughter, not grandson. That's okay. Edna says, I enjoyed hearing about those needles. Sounds like something I need to look into getting. Oh, well, yes, these are supposed to be top quality needles. I can't remember. I was reading somewhere that it takes them a really long time to make them. Like they go through a stringent process. Perhaps I should have read more about it. Brenda says the coat is going to be burgundy, and that will be gorgeous. I can see many Christmas pictures coming up with the pretty coat. They'll be lovely. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a night, guys. Loved hanging out with you guys, and I think we had a great conversation considering I didn't have a project ready. I was hoping to do some sewing. Maybe next time we'll have a little project to play with. And I will see you in the next one. Have a very happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you enjoy your long weekend. See you in the next one. Bye.